Hey everybody, I want to make this a quick video, but I just wanted to show off 5 different ways you can make some vowel or formant filter kind of sounds. For this demonstration, I'm just going to use Vital, and going to use a saw wave. And the first one actually is in the synth, so just to start off with a plain saw wave, so I have full harmonics to show off the filtering capabilities of the synth. I can just turn on this Formant filter and has a really good Formant filter inside of Vital. So that might be like the first and most obvious way to get some kind of Formant sounds, but I want to show off some kind of more interesting ones. I do really like these Formant filters, especially because it has this spread knob, which is really nice. Moving on though, and just keeping this this blank saw wave, I'm gonna move to this other one, and basically this is a custom vowel filter that I've made. And that gives you like a really similar vowel sound, but this shape is nothing like the shape on the Vital Formant filter. But basically what a vowel sound basically is moving peaks and troughs closer and further away from each other in interesting ways. And that gives you like the basic sound. So this one I basically have just two bands which are right on top of each other. One of them is boosted and one of them is pulled down, and this one has some macro mappings, which basically I will get to how to do that in just a second, and how to make your own custom morphing filters. But just to show off how this one works, it's just the two bands, which is really cool. So I'm gonna move on, and we'll get back to making your own racks in a little bit of a simpler form. But the next kind of way you can get a Formant filter or vowel filter is just using a plugin. There's lots of filter plugins. This is a very inexpensive one from Minimal Audio, and it has some really nice filter sounds, some vowel filters and phasers. So those sound really nice and are really good to mess with these morph parameters, and it also has a spread function for some stereo, which is nice. Moving on though, I'd like to talk about phasers as well, because phasers sound kind of like a Formant filter, but can kind of retain more of the harmonics of the sound. So this is the stock phaser, and it has kind of a certain sound to it. But if I go back into Vital and maybe use one of the phasers in here, you can kind of start to hear how it's a similar sound of just peaks and troughs moving in relation to each other, in relation to the sound. And also pitching the sound is going to get you really quick results for like squelches and kind of bendy sounds. So if I modulate, so I can get those kind of cool vowel-y talking sounds really easily with phasers as well. And okay, so moving on to how to get your own kind of interesting vowel morphing racks. For this one, I have just a very really basic one that we're gonna make. and this saw wave is pitched down real low, so it's starting to click, and you can still hear the excuse me, the Formant filter, but this one's really basic, and we're just gonna go ahead and make a new one of these. I'm gonna go ahead and take a Pro EQ8. Just make a big bell, 2 big bells actually, and I'm gonna group it. And I'm going to take the frequency of this one and put it on macro 1. I'm going to take the frequency of this one as well. I'm going to put that also, this one, also on macro 1. So now they're both like together like this. And so I'm going to go over to my mapping here. And to do this properly, you're going to want to pull your macro all the way to the left to one side and set these minimum values to where you want your macro, your filters to be when you start. So I'm gonna have these real wide. So I'm gonna have this one filter 2 way up high and this one down low. And now for my maximum values, I'm gonna turn this all the way up, and again it messes up my values. So I want these nice and close together. I'm gonna bring them all really close together like that. So now if I check, my maximum is all close together, my minimum are real far apart, and I have this really nice macro, single macro to do that. And this process can continue, so I can keep, you know, taking filters here, and I can mess with the Q. So that's what's happening in this one. Is that I'm messing with just the Q and the frequency of these 2 bands, and I also have a really steep slope on them. That's something that not all EQs can do, but this one can, and this one is really nice because it also has an offset, which is really handy. So yeah, that's how you can kind of make your own and yeah, we can keep adding, you know, stuff to this macro, and just keep messing with our minimum and maximum values on the parameters that we add. So maybe we have this wide, and then it comes in here. So we're gonna need to move this band as well. Kind of get it right there. And there we go. Now we have like a nice kind of M filter. And yeah, this process you can do this with really any effects or filters or anything, and it's really nice to make your own kind of custom morphing racks. But that's just, yeah, a few ways to make a vowel or Formant filter sounds, you know, maybe demystifying it. And I hope this was a helpful video. If you liked it, let me know what else you'd want to see in the comments, and thanks for stopping in.